Hello, we're back. These hours fly so quickly, and I wonder, and it makes me wonder, who's in there? It's Sunday the 12th of April, final movement snack. First man in, Bob on the doors. Good afternoon everyone, thanks for tuning in on this Easter Sunday. It's the 4-minute countdown, the preamble, and we're in for the big stretch. We're in for a stretch, look, and also here now, movement stretch. Anyway, so if you're looking back on YouTube, you found Sunday the 12th, movement snack number 3. Stay with us if you would like to remain here, or scroll back if you're doing them in order. Delighted to see so many of you coming in. Has everyone had a big dinner? We're going to wait for this and then we're going to eat. Sunny Penzance is in, Wales is in, Northumberland is in. Hello Christine. I have another limerick. Ready for a good stretch? Good. Yep. On my notes to say, I've just got 2 things: circ boost, sway and stretch. That's what we're doing today. 3 minutes to go, I think. Just enjoying the silence, just allowing you to come on in, find your way, find your space, where you're going to stand, where you're going to sit. Good afternoon, Edinburgh. Maddie, you made it. And Dee, Canada. Hello, Canada. Great to have you live, Dee. Lovely to see you. Well, I can't see you. Maybe it's lovely that you can see me. Don't ask. Scotland is in. Dawn as ever is there. Always there. Dawn and Bob, always there. Flying the LLT flag. We're all in this together. Team effort. And on the subject of team effort, I had a little limerick moment of my own today. So we do the limerick and then we'll launch into the 10-minute movement snack. So here we go. Just building up my part. You grew from a seed, make movement your mission. That sought to improve postures, mobility and positions. At a regular dose, it's a kind of magic, I suppose. And evidence suggests helps avoid physicians. There we go. Ta-da! All right. Lincoln calling. Leicester's in. Odile is in. Well, let's do it. So here we go. Good afternoon. My name is Bex Townley from Later Life Training, and this is Sunday the 12th of April, movement snack number 3. This brings us to the final movement snack of week 3. We've been doing this for 3 weeks, 3 times a day for 3 weeks, and have accumulated 10.5 hours of additional movement minutes. 10.5 hours of additional movement minutes. And I know some of you, a lot of you, have done all of these sessions, albeit live or after, and on YouTube as well. 10.5 hours. Oh, makes me quite emotional. It's just incredible. And this is over and above all the other stuff you're doing. So no one said this was to replace stuff or it's a program. It's in addition to what you're doing. So you've taken this seed and you've blown it all out of proportion. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. Let's bring back to base, feet back on the floor, Townley, and it was all inspired by this calendar, remember, and I just want to remind you that some of the key movements we do are in here, and the 3 key stretches are in the month of June. So there is a paper reference that you can download and print freely from the link is on the page. But for now, let's do what I said we do, which is sway and stretch. Pick your position. I think I have a friend today, Irma's over there, she might come over at some point. Pick your position then, here we go. A little bit of circulation boosting, then we'll have a sway and a stretch. If in stand, pick an appropriate support height for you. I've got the table here, I've got this here. Standing position, starting to walk on the spot. I'll give you the seated prompts in a second, but continue if you know what's coming, of course. Be more mindful of your lifted standing posture and just allow the arms to come in to do their thing, and then start to be more mindful of upright posture, a little bit more movement backwards from the elbow, and loads of ankles and feet going on here. Continue with that in stand. Here are the seated prompts. Hip walk forward so that you can sit freely and posture muscles can be supporting themselves. We can start from the top or from the bottom up, entirely up to you depending on your situation and what you prefer. One arm, we can alternate, we can build it, we can bring them together, lift and open, loads of activity here through the centre, or we can bring the arms together and then we can focus on ankles. So pick a sequence that's right for you. You can do arms only, legs only, or over time we can bring them together. What I'm really after promoting, selling to you everyone, is the power of ankles, feet and toes. So if you have these available for movement, really looking to optimise those. If you find that you're still kind of here, that's okay, but can we build on that over time? If feet and ankles aren't an option for you for whatever reason, we're focusing on this trunk and arm march, and in stand, we're here. So this is a minute or so of circulation boosting, just this, and at the end of that time, we should just feel a deeper breath. We've lifted the posture, we've opened, we've been mindful of how we're standing or how we're sitting. Okay, we're going to move into our key stretches, and I'm going to combine that today with some of our weight transfer sways, some of our calming 3-dimensional movements. In stand, take up support initially, and you're going to take your stance slightly off centre, as it were. So we've got one foot slightly forwards, and we're going to take our sway here, and you'll have a little glance down. Your knees are pointing in the direction of your toe. Now for this one, both feet stay on the floor. Hand on support if you need. Keep lifted here, so we've still got the length through the centre here, and it's a very small sway, and I'm swaying within my base of support. So have a little glance down, upright, shift and sway. Just continue with that, folks, in standing. Keep using the support if you want to, and you may want to change legs so that we change the lead leg. We're going to do exactly the same in seated position. If you prefer to do the seated, slowly down to sit. Adopt the same position through the feet, the same lift. Remember we talked about that shift, that pelvic position, up, 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 open, 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 and it's a very subtle but definite shift, and you'll feel this weight shift across your buttocks. So give your buttocks a squeeze as well. So really anchored, but we've got this weight shift, so your buttocks are staying in contact. And also in sit, let's change that leg as well. So you're up or you're down, and we're all on a weight transfer. Good. In stand, you may have one hand on for support. So from here, we're going to take one hand and we're going to take it on a circular movement forward. If you're confident, 2. And can you see my arms are low, they're under shoulder height. I'm going to come closer, you can see in stand, and you can start to exaggerate, can come up the side of the trunk and press forward. to try to get the hand position as well. So we're shifting the weight, but I'm staying lifted. I'm not leaning. Hand on support if you need, so we're here. And now this is like a circular movement, so we can make that as big or as small as we want it to. Now in stand, if you're confident and steady in stand without support, on this next one, you're going to slide the hands up, slide into the chest position, the chest stretch position, and stay there. If you need support, we take one more here, and then we come in and we take our chest stretch position here, but I leave one hand behind. In seated, it's the same, 1 or 2 hands into position and hold that stretch. Now we're aiming 12-second hold here, but if that feels a bit too long in that position for you, we come out again. Let's put in a few more sways, just a couple, and then we set the stretch up again, up and in, and hold, and release. Have a little pit stop here, we can change legs. Let's bring in the shoulders and the arms again, and when you take the hold position, it's lifted. You don't even have to put the hands behind, you can just take this squeeze. It's exactly the same in stand. If you want to leave hands here, we just take the paws here, and if you want more stability, we bring the feet side by side. The key movement we're after is here. Chest stretch, done. Now just to kind of do the opposite of that open position, let's just take hands together here. Keep lifted, so if you think we've squeezed the shoulder blades together, now we're going to stretch them out. Head stays still, shoulders stay low, and release. Let me show you that one again. So this is my chest stretch position, and now this is my upper back stretch position. And it's really subtle. I'm not leaning, I'm not bending, I'm just, a nice stretch there. Shoulders are down, relaxed. Okay, let's go down to our hamstrings, back of thigh, and then we'll come back up to shoulder. So pick your position. Everyone in seated for this one, please. Just when you come down, just to remind, feel for the chair, sit down with control. Hip walk forward. Okay, so we talked about this position here. Everything hinges on this, literally. And the back of thigh stretch requires a hinge. So it literally does hinge on this. So I don't know if you can see, I've probably got the wrong contrast on here, but when I lift out of here, I come up really tall on my sit bones and I lose this curve down in my low back. Now just see how that feels for you. Take the leg out, release the foot, might be more comfortable flat or toe lifted, unlock the knee, put on this position, lift, 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 lift. And now if you have the stretch, stay there. If you have it, stay there. If we can hold this one a little bit longer, that would be great. Beneficial, should I say. But you still may want to come out, have a little recovery and go in again. So if it's uncomfortable or tiring to hold that position for that long, just hold for shorter periods and repeat. The checks are relaxed foot, unlock knee. If you can't feel that stretch, we can support the trunk here and we can just take a little creep down here, keep the shoulders square, kind of get the sense that you're hollowing the back a little bit. And there's the stretch. I physically have back of thigh stretch at this point. It's all about what's happening. If I do this now, the stretch disappears. If I do this, it magically reappears. Slowly release. Have a little release. Other leg set up the same. So leg out first. The checks are relaxed foot or flat. Knee is unlocked. Lift out, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Relax shoulders. And then if it's there, stay here. If you feel you can, ease forward, ease forward, ease forward. Once you feel the stretch, you hold it. So this is the difference between mobility and flexibility activities. When I feel it, I stay there. Maintain normal breathing and come out of these stretches slowly. That's That's significant as well. Move in and out of these positions with control and slow pace. No jerky reactions. Okay, back up onto back of arm then. So in sit or stand, wherever you are, I'm going to come closer so you can see. Now if you're standing, we can combine this with a calf stretch. So have a look in stand. I'm going to take my calf stretch here. That's the back of the thigh, calf, lower leg. I've got support, or I've got support wherever you want. And then I ease up, up, here. Somewhere here, it could be here, whichever you prefer. If that standing position isn't right for you, in seated, we take the calf stretch here. So we pull back on the toe here, there's the calf stretch, and sit up tall. You may still want to take the double up as well, take the combo if you feel confident. Or you may want to break it down and do it separately, so do it in between. Once we're here, just to check, the head is still. We can support the arm if you want to. It doesn't matter how high or not high that goes. It's your comfortable position. Slowly release and then change sides. So calf stretch and sit. Have a look at that foot. Ease the foot. Squeeze the foot back towards you. And either combine that with this one or switch them over. In standing, if you've got your standing calf stretch, you can also add here the upward reach. And remember, on the upward reach, my arm is slightly forwards and the shoulders react. So it's here. So it's almost as if I'm reaching slightly forward. And in sit, it's the same, but I recommend for this one, feet flat, but for the reach, we keep the feet flat on the floor and come out again. This is just for a few seconds. The upward reach is lifting out of the hip and then it comes straight back down. If that's uncomfortable for shoulders, what we can do is just take a lift out of the hip here, lift and stretch, and make that stretch happen down the side of the trunk. So it's not quite a side bend, it's more of a lift out, more of a shift out of here. Okay, I think that's our stretch. Have I done everything? Yes? We're all stretched. The end. It's the end of week 3, everyone. Tomorrow starts the beginning of week 4. 3 weeks, don't know where that's gone. And as you know, we're continuing this after the original planned 4-week set. So we're currently thinking about how we continue, if we need to make any slight adjustments or changes, but we'll pretty much be continuing business as usual after this. So thank you very much. Well done on your 10.5 hours that you've accumulated. See you at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning for another holiday day. And thanks everyone for your support and your involvement in this community, and just staying with it. It's incredible for us. So thank you very much. Keep on moving. It's not too late to crowbar in some Easter heel raises. So take those heel raises into your daisies. Jockey lift and sit to stand where you can. All right, goodbye, because I'm over functioning.